Okay, so why don't we start with, I see the ambassador to the US from Russia.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Sorry, the ambassador to the US for Russia.
I wasn't thinking. Sorry.
So, yep, just go ahead and yeah, give us what you would like to say, and then we'll have a minute or two for questions at the end.
Use this as an opportunity to talk to the international media and to provide your point of view on the breaking news or any other updates within your country.
For sure. Yeah. So recently we've been working a lot with the Bosnian crisis that's happening. We are currently supporting the secession for the Republika Srpska. This is due to the inequality that these people have faced. We are seeing this, and we want these people to have a much better life than they're having right now. And we believe that the way that this can happen is with the secession. We want to provide support for this new republic, and we also want to provide support for our region in general and prioritize Slavic interests.
Awesome, thank you so much. So with that, we'll have 2 minutes for questions. So any press delegates that have questions, please feel free to speak up.
I just have a question. How would you go along with bettering that issue?
Yeah, so as for bettering the issue, I assume you mean with the Bosnian crisis and kind of how they're being treated. Okay, yeah, so with this supporting the secession, we believe that having a new republic will help to alleviate these harms that the people have been going through. We would love for this new country to be supported by our region and by Russia, and we believe that this can be a great nation that we can help build, and we can get up and running so that they can have all of what the people want.
Cool. So we have time for one more question.
Specifically, how are you going to prioritize Slavic interests in this new nation?
Yeah, so specifically, we are going to have this new nation, with helping them kind of get on their feet after the secession. They will be able to rely on Russia and other Slavic nations as kind of like a foothold to get them up and off the ground, up and running. And so we think that'll help keep the Slavic interests all combined and help better our relations as a whole.
Cool, thank you so much. So that's all the time we have for questions for you. So up next, I see we have the Ministry of Treasury and Finance from Turkey.
Yes, thank you. Well, Turkey has found great success in our international matters, specifically in terms of a stance in favor of the economic prosperity of all nations. We have applied a deal with the Belarusian people and military in terms of their national defense, so that we may be able to provide them with any defensive needs that they may request in exchange for a commitment to sticking with us as a business partner for some time. We're interested in the prosperity of all nations and the safety of all citizens. So we'd like to guarantee these people the safety that they need and that they deserve as human beings. In a similar sense, our friends in Bosnia, we've taken a strong stance in support of our honorable president's friend, Durec, who has taken great steps towards relieving the Bosnian people of the oppression that they're facing and bringing about a new era in their nation. We share many cultural ties with these people, and we are committed to their prosperity and future collaboration with them. And we would hope that the new government that will soon be in control of the full nation will stick to their commitment with us in the Union of European Balkan Democrats, in which they have committed to sharing interests with us in terms of trade and international relations. So I'll be taking any questions at this time, and I appreciate your understanding of Turkey's mission to international prosperity.
So any questions from any press delegates? Any questions at all?
Can I? Go ahead.
Are you supplying weapons to the Belarusian government that will soon take place?
So we will be fulfilling these orders of defensive mechanisms to the Belarusian government. We already have actually, and we will continue to for the prosperity of their nation. We believe that all nations should experience equal and respected sovereignty. In a similar sense, the situation in Bosnia, we recognize Germany's aggressive stance in terms of pushing their agenda on the Bosnian people and interfering with their sovereignty. We do not approve of this, and we are strongly taking a stance against it. We will continue to take a stance against it, maintaining the sovereignty of all nations, regardless of size or economic ability. We believe that the Bosnian people should not have their rights infringed upon by the German military and peacekeepers. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any final questions? We have time for one more. Okay. Seeing none, we're going to move on to the Minister of Finance from China.
Hello. So over the past few hours, the State Council of China has been working with our Honorable President Xi Jinping on working on increasing our positive outreach in our own country and in other countries. We have recently been focusing on the crisis in Bosnia, and we have decided to support their green energy programs that will contribute greatly to our Belt Road Initiative, which is projected to boost the world GDP by over 45 trillion yuan per annum by 2040, which is a really impressive feat that we're very excited about. These benefits in green energy will also improve the Bosnian air pollution issue immensely, and we are very excited about the positive impact that China will be able to have on the Belt Road and in these other countries.
Okay. Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
What are some of the benefits that you mentioned with the green energy?
So currently, Bosnia is in an area in the Balkans where green energy is a very untapped source of energy that will greatly solve their current energy problems, as they have fallen behind in the race to find an energy source that is not so damaging to our environment. And we believe that China, as an example in the development of green energy with our recent initiatives, we have a great opportunity here to help grow show our example of being a leader in green energy.
Can you make a comment about the cybersecurity attacks to the U.S. cabinet?
Well, my cabinet has been mostly focusing on making sure that as the power of China that we are not being slowed down in any effort to show our benefit as an influential China as we are. And we believe that everything we have done will have a positive impact on our position in the world as a positive power.
We have time for one last question.
So I got an intel from a source, and it says China has been spreading fake news to divert attention regarding Korea. Can you talk a little more about that, or do you know anything about that?
I apologize. I have not heard anything about that specifically. As I said before, my cabinet has been mostly focusing on the good things that China can do as the great power we are. So I apologize. I do not think that that is currently. I have not heard anything about that from inside my cabinet.
Okay, thank you so much. So next we're going to move on to the Secretary of State from the U.S.
Thank you. The Secretary of State, the United States government is taking a stance, a two-pronged stance. First, with the Bosnian situation, we will be levying stranger sanctions against the Bosnian Serb leader. Furthermore, the United States does condemn the arrest of the 7 Bosnian journalists. The United States will continue to stand and defend freedom of press and freedom of speech, especially in these fledgling new countries. We do want to ensure that all nations still uphold democratic views, no matter what. Furthermore, on the in the Poland Belarus region, we will also be continuing to ensure that there is democratic upholding still maintained. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the press? Go ahead, BuzzFeed.
So you said that you want to maintain democratic influence in the Poland-Belarus region. How would you go about doing that?
We would be willing to provide humanitarian aid to the supposed refugees and hopefully be able to seat a peaceful council that could work out the problems between Poland and Belarus.
Any other questions?
Would the aid to the Belarusian people, would that be through NGOs or through the United States government, like directly?
That would be we are currently funding through the United States government, but we are willing to concede to NGOs if needed.
Okay, time for one final question. Okay, seeing none, we are going to move on. Seeing no more questions, we're going to move on to the Press and Information Office.
Hi. Germany has been working very hard regarding the recent complications within the government in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We hope to provide aid to the people in these trying times. The peacekeepers we had placed within the area were set there with the intention of helping to quell ethnic tensions and aid the Bosnian people in the case of military action against them, not to infringe on national sovereignty in any way. Thank you. I will not take any questions at this time.
Any questions from the press? Okay. Seeing none, are there any representatives that did not get a chance to speak yet? Okay. So thank you all for your time. This has been very informative, and press, thank you. Good work. All right, I'm going to stop recording, everybody.